Welcome to another edition of Let's Play Farming Simulator 2013 on the American Farm. Alright, so a couple things going on today. Our field is ready to be harvested once again, and this time it is planted in wheat, I believe. Yes, planted in wheat this time. If you're wondering how much oats we actually got on the farm, we got 429,000 liters of oats, so a very similar yield to the soybeans, so a really high yield. Anyways, it's not why we're here today, to debate how much we actually get, but there is something special coming up. Oh my goodness, keep passing it. There is going to be, whew, that sounded terrible, there's going to be a great demand coming up in a few minutes, and we're going to capitalize on that very shortly. So what we're going to do is going to fire up the class here. It's already been refueled, which is good, and we're going to set it on its way. By the way, the oats were able to, or the oat straw was able to be harvested or baled by our baler. So we got another 100 or so bales off of that. And they're stored back in our coverall in the back there. So I did sell a couple, and that's part of the reason why we have 89,000. Not too much else, I suppose. I think that was about it. Also, we have 236 pigs now. So our population of pigs just keep increasing and increasing. It's crazy. Which is good and bad, I suppose. Well, mostly good, I suppose. Just make sure he is dropping straw. Excellent, he is. Alright, let him do his thing. And what we're going to do is, I'm going to set him a bit slower, actually. And set him down to 4 miles an hour. Now what we'll do is we'll set up the Ford as the person going back and forth, the unloader, I guess we'll call it. Where are we here? I guess we really don't need to. We'll just use the New Holland for the time being, because it's right here, and the Ford's way over the other side. And I think this tractor's a bit faster, but let's increase its field speed to 30 miles an hour. And set it to unload our combine. And set him on combine mode. Set him on the Lexion manual selection. Alright, so the reason why I set the combine so slow is because it'll allow us to do a little bit of trucking. Alright, so let's set him on his way. And because I took the wither wheels off, it's perfectly fine to use this tractor, as you can see. No crops are destroyed. There we go. Set him on the nearest waypoint. And I'm just going to do a little bit of tabbing. Oh wow, he's going slow too, and he's still filling up. Oh my goodness. I haven't changed anything. I don't know why it feels like I'm getting so much out of this. Anyways. So let's go hop into our truck. So I'm going to tab to the truck, which is in the back here. And we're going to go do a little bit of trucking. Just going to get prepared because we do have the great demand coming up in 1 minute. Just waiting for the truck to be ready. There we go. It does take a little bit of time for it to warm up and develop enough air pressure for the brakes to work properly, of course. We're going to grab our tipper, our corn husker back here. I was having an interesting conversation in the comments, one of the previous episodes. Someone was saying that, I think it was their uncle, said they picked up a trailer very similar to this corn husker trailer. There we go, there's the high demand for soybeans. Good, so then what does that put the price at? 1,566. Oh my goodness. That's a little crazy. Alright. And the only reason I'm gonna be tabbing back to the combine is because it does not unload automatically. You do need to babysit that a little bit. Oh, that was close. You do need to babysit it a little bit, so that's the reason why we're looking after like this. There we go. Soybeans. So, like I said, that's the reason why we're kind of babysitting a little bit. Just so we can keep an eye on it to make sure it is working as it should be. But also because if we don't, it'll just stay still like there, it just did there, and we won't be able to do anything. It'll just sit there and won't be productive, basically. So it's unfortunate, but it's the way of this combine for whatever reason. I guess I just never used it with Courseplay, so that's why I never thought much about it. So like I said, there's probably going to be a little bit more tabbing in this episode than other episodes. Because of that specifically, so. Alright, almost got a full load here. And I'm not sure how much we're going to get, but I can only assume it's going to be a lot. Because I think for just a regular load of oats, I think for a full load of oats, like we got like 70,000. So for a full load of soybeans at 1566, and this is on hard. I can show you a screenshot if you like, but it doesn't seem to make a difference. The prices seem a bit high on this map. I don't know, maybe because I don't have the more realistic mod installed. I don't know. Could be any number of things. Anyways. So we got 89,000. Also, there's been a bit of a debate in the comments about what type of tractor I should pick up. I mentioned a while back if anybody knew of any case tractors, some big Steigers, that might work. I did find a couple on American Eagle modding that were pretty decent. Nothing amazing per se, but they're solid. I have a bit more of a... I have to make sure I'm going to the right place here. Oops. Why do I keep doing this? Oh, potatoes at the farm shop. Okay, that's why. Some people suggested the American Eagle modding Steigers, and they're pretty good actually. They're not, to be honest, they're not a whole lot different than the in-games ones. They're not. Well, they are Steiger 500s instead of Steiger 600s, and that's one difference. And they do have one of them has got like dualies on it, one of them's got triples, I think, one of them's got row crop tracks. So there are some differences there, but nothing it's not like the John Deere front loaders from Ago or anything like that, or Ago, how you want to say it. So that's kind of the reason why I didn't get too excited about them. They are nice though, so I may still pick them up. But I checked them out, and the prices were a bit higher on them as well. So in terms of saving money, we wouldn't really save a whole lot of money by going that route either. Although it would look kind of funny if we were to have a case plow, or a case seeder, and a case air cart with a John Deere tractor. So that's true. It would look kind of funny now that I think about it. Next turn, I believe. Yes, there we are. Alright, so we're at $89,000. Let's see how much we get for this. So for 89, so we're basically 90 grand. Let's see where we go. Wow. So there's 100 grand right there. Wow, that was quite a lot actually. Sheesh. That's why we wait for great demands, I guess. But like I said, this map, I don't know. It's in terms of the yield, it seems like if it was just the 70 grand or 70,000 liters worth of soybeans, that would have made sense maybe. But 400,000 liters, I don't know. That throws me off a little bit. That's one of the reasons why I planted wheat there and not something else. Nope, no one's coming. A little bit of a rolling stop there. I had a buddy who got, he was right in front of his house and did a little bit of a rolling stop at a stop sign, and a cop totally got him, and his parents were like in his front yard and they totally saw it. or pretty much saw it happen. It was pretty funny, actually. I kind of felt bad for him, but you gotta make a full stop, or else they will stop you. It was in a residential area too, so that never helps when you're in a residential area and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, looks like our combine stops. What we'll do is I'll go set this under the silo, and then I'll go tab over to that combine there to make sure he does unload properly. That was bad. That's what happens when you're not paying attention, I guess. Should have slowed down just a tinsy-wincy bit. I guess I was, for some reason, I had gotten used to the slowness of it, and it's not that slow when it's full, or when it's not full. Where is that tractor? Did he get stuck somewhere? No, it's just unloading now. Just gonna fill him up, might as well while he's here, because that tractor does take a lot of fuel. Same as the Ford, but I don't think quite as much as the Ford. I think the Ford uses a lot more. So actually, now that we have 200 grand, we can actually get that John Deere if we want to. I'm gonna consider it. Let's see what we have available to us. Oops. What do we have? We have the no Colossus. That's not powerful enough. So we do have, and those aren't powerful enough either. We have this option, which we could theoretically get. But we did get it last season, so maybe I'll forego that. Because it's possible we could get 2 of these big dogs here. And these are 330. How much are they? I don't like the more realistic version. That's why I'm kind of like, I don't want to get those ones. 360,000. So, in terms of money, though, it's definitely worth getting that John Deere. Like even the 9630s that are there, that I don't 100% like. Oops. Let me just tap to this guy here. There we go. Gotta make sure he's unloading or else he'll just sit there forever. Oops. Alright, and as I mentioned, I was considering getting a bit slightly more powerful truck, or one that doesn't go down to 40 kilometers an hour when I have a full load of this. We do have a couple options. I could always revert back to the Kenworth that we had before. Was one of the options I was considering. Like, I have it on level 3, 100%, which is full speed essentially, and it's doing 43 kilometers an hour. So, a little on the slow side. Which kind of makes me sad, because I like this truck. Which, again, is the reason why I haven't really sold it, but... theoretically, I could do this on Courseplay too, but I don't mind doing it. I don't do it too often. I don't have to do it very often, so it's not a big deal. So we could get the big John Deere. We could get the... we could get the cases as well. There's 350,000. It's like 100,000 more. Yeesh. Not sure, but we definitely need a bigger tractor regardless. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that one a little bit. Maybe we won't do it this episode, but maybe next episode I'll pick up a big tractor, I think. Yeah. We could get a bigger combine now, too, now that I think about it. We're kind of in that range now. It's crazy, because we have 200,000. If we sell that combine, that'll give us 150,000, I think it is. So we'd be up in the 350. And the combine that I was thinking about getting is one of the John Deere combines, and they're not too bad. I never picked up the titanium edition. I considered picking it up, and I was like, should I pick it up? In the end, I just said no, because there's so many mods out there. Even though I'd like to support the company, but I am pretty cheap sometimes. So what I tend to do a lot of the time is I'll consider buying something for a long time before I buy it, which is a good thing, really, when you think about it. Because it does save me money in lots of cases. There we are, 310,000. Jeez. How many liters do we have left? Oops. We have... no. Where are we here? Oats. So we have 296,000. Wow. We still have at least almost 4 loads still. That is crazy. Oh my goodness. Oh well, I'm gonna sell them all right now because I might as well get as much as we can in this particular circumstance because I'm just gonna check on that combine quickly. Oh, he's moving nice and slow. Good. Oops, didn't want to do that. Yeah, so I'm gonna sell all the soybeans right now just so we do have a nice buffer of cash. Because we could get the... yeah, I don't know. I'm going to think about it, I think. And only because if we want our equipment to match, we're going to have to go with the other route, which would be... because we have a case... oh my goodness, I'm losing my mind. Not losing my mind, but... Forgetful Jones. We do have a case precision hoe. There we go. Didn't run into the wall this time. Sheesh. We do have a case seeder, and well, the tank itself is not a case tank, but there we go. So these are 350. I know the Steiger 500s in the other pack were not this expensive. They're like 250, I think. So maybe I'll have to pick that up again. Yeah, so we would sell this for 110 plus an extra 20%. Yeah, so we could do that. It's funny, you can... the silly thing is you get 6 rolls from this, and I don't know if you replace all 6 rolls, do you still gotta sell it? I don't know how that works. I just thought that was funny that you can still sell it, even though there's fewer rolls in it now. I don't know what that New Holland's set to, but I think he's set to something. Start driving at 50%. Wonder why he's not doing... it's not going the other way around at all. Normally I wouldn't try and tab this much, but once we upgrade this combine, I won't need to. I can just let it go. Because it can do this on it by itself without me having to help it every single time. Alright. So we're going to try and get as much as we can. I think we can probably get all of these loads done within the hour easily, I imagine. And that will allow us to have quite a chunk of change. I still think it's slightly unrealistic the amount of soybeans we got, but I'm just going to go with it for now. And we do have the same amount of oats basically as well, which is ridiculous, but yeah, it's the way this map was made, I suppose. So, ah well, c'est la vie, I suppose. Oh my god, this is so slow like this. What we could do actually is we could buy the other pieces we need. The other pieces we need for the set. So for example, the seeder and the fertilizer tank. We could buy those right now and use those to start off with. Oh, not we can't use them yet, but we still have to buy. Yeah, it's gonna be next episode, folks. I keep wishy-washy back and forth, but it's gonna be next episode because then this is what I'm thinking at least. Probably gonna download those that Steiger pack again, just so things are all red or all green. Not that it makes a huge difference, but because I forget what the prices are on them. I think they're in the $250,000 range, which is a little bit cheaper than $360,000. So, but that's just my feeling. That's the reason why that's the reason why I was like, well, And the other reason, of course, is because I did have the other John Deere 9630 last season, so I do have the new ones as well, so in the end, color doesn't really matter as long as it does the job it's supposed to, I suppose. Oh my god, this is so slow. Oh my goodness. I suppose it is a pretty big load, but I'm pretty sure in real life this truck would have no problem with this much. Yeesh, this is... It's funny because what happens is because once I unload this and I go back, that's when I start making the mistakes because it's going like 30 kilometers faster than it was before. So we got 3 more loads to do, so it's another 300,000. That's ridiculous. Well, it's ridiculously awesome is what it is, but it's also ridiculous in the amount of soybeans we got. I could have adjusted it, I suppose, but well, this does allow us to progress in our farm a little bit quicker. So as I mentioned last time, so on the one hand, I don't like how much we get, but on the other hand, it does accelerate a few things. I think we're in like episode 10, I think this would be. So if I were to stick to the 20 episode rule or thereabouts, this would allow us to progress at a nice pace. The longest part right now, like off camera, it takes forever to seed and cultivate. I'm not gonna lie to you. I basically leave the game running in the background for an hour, and it'll just seed and cultivate by itself there without any problems, but it does take a while. The harvesting's not too bad, and it looks like that guy's stuck on a pole. Yep. The harvesting isn't too bad, but it's really the cultivating and seeding that really slows it down the most, just because they're so small and the field is enormous. Alright, let's line her up once again. Soybeans. There we go, check on him. Yes. Yes, you are stuck against a tree. Or a telephone pole, at least. Hydro line, whatever you want to call it. There you go. And as I mentioned, once we upgrade this combine, I probably won't tab nearly as much. In these scenarios, at least. Because I won't need to. Alright. There you go, sir. Alright, so our pigs are producing a lot of liquid manure. So they have 250,000 liters of liquid manure. And still have 100,000 liters of manure that I should really sell. But I have not done that yet. I think I'm going to wait to sell the pigs just because they're 100 apiece. So I think I'm going to wait to sell them for the time being. Really, again? Can't win with this tractor today, apparently. There you go. Are you gonna turn and not run into the... Probably not. There we go. I think one of the things I'm gonna do is get a new overloader, I think, as well. Or get an overloader. Just because that's ridiculous. And then where I can put... I think that's what I'll do, because even though it's close, though, it's strange. And that's a small combine too. Maybe just because the hopper in the combine's not very big. It's only got like a 9,600 liter hopper in it. And that might be part of the reason why it's so slow. But so we're at 41,000 liters of wheat. Someone was commenting the other day. They asked, "How did I get 90,000 liters?" And I was like, "I don't know. I just harvested the field, and that's what I got." I don't have any mods that would even adjust that kind of thing. I don't think there are any mods that would adjust that. So this is on hard. Can't really show you that. I don't think. Yeah, I guess I'd have to take a screenshot or something of very beginning screen, but it is on hard, so that's what throws me off. But maybe something to do with the map itself, because this seems a little, what's the word? Well, once you get started, it's a little easy, I suppose. Like, when you actually start this game for the very first time, you actually start with 3 fields, so I've only started with, I started off with 1 instead, 1 enormous field. Theoretically, I could have broken it up into 2 separate fields, I suppose, and done 2 different crops, but that's just not my style. Could always do potatoes on that field. No, not going to do that, I'm not going to lie to you. It would take just too long. If I were going to do potatoes, it would be on a little tiny strip. That would only take a few passes, I imagine. Or sugar beets, I suppose, would be the other option. But they are worth quite a bit in this on this map, even on hard, which is kind of funny. Oh my goodness! I think I'm gonna, once I drive past the shop, I'm gonna sell this because this is taking forever. I mean, the truck itself. It must be underpowered. So this should take us up to 521,000. Let's just take a quick peek at what trucks we have available. No, we don't need a sleeper cab again. No, we don't need a truck that's that big. And this one, it's a cool truck, but I don't like the way it functions. It's a little too snappy. That's what it boils down to. What else do we have that it's available? We have this, which is not powerful enough. It's only got a single axle. We have the 74,000 day cab Peterbilt, which is 475. These are all going to be 475. That's a case heavy haul. That's going to be 475 as well. Kenworth doesn't say, I don't think. I think we have a couple in here. So we have the Kenworth right now, which has 470. Oops. Yeah, 430. So it's a little underpowered. Yeah. So that's probably the reason why it is going so slow. I'm not going to buy this, although it is very powerful. Yeah. Well, let's just drive by, because we're gonna get a good chunk of change for this truck as well. Other way, Ian. We're gonna get a good chunk of change. So I think what I might do is I might change over to the day cab, Peterbilt day cab, one of the Duke's trucks. Mainly because I just want a little bit of extra. But the Peterbilt's only 400. Is an extra 300 horsepower is gonna make you that much of a difference? I'm not sure. No cars. Yeah, we're just gonna sell this because if I have to do this one more time in a slow truck like this, it's gonna be slightly annoying for me. Okay, let's drop that off there, and we're gonna sell this cat truck. Even though I do like it, but like I mentioned before, we don't actually need the sleeper cab anymore. So we get 150 grand for that. So if we spend less than 150 grand, we basically make money on that truck, which is good for us. Some of you may not be happy about that, but you saw how slow it was when I was hauling a big load. What do we got here? Peterbilt heavy haul, no. We got day cabs, which run 475. This is 10 speed. EX day cab. I don't remember driving this one very often, to be honest with you. Let's get this one so we actually make money. Alright, so let's take a check out our new rig. So this is the Peterbilt day cab done by Duke, I believe. Lots of chrome. Good looking truck. Strangely enough, Duke is actually a trucker, and that's why he makes trucks. Alright, so this truck probably is going to be a bit more powerful. We don't need the sleeper cab. Why is it bouncing? Oof. Must have been that just little spot there. That's weird. In reality, most truckers probably don't have a sleeper cab. They tend to have something else. Alright. This truck isn't quite as nice as the Kenworth. Oh, I didn't even notice that in the front. It's got an eagle in the front, looks like. That's sweet. Is it an eagle? It's a swan? Ah, it can't be a swan. Do Peterbilts really have swans in the front of them? This truck does do 70 clicks with this as well, so I hope that when this truck is full, it doesn't go slow. If not, I will be probably selling this one too. But I don't think it should, but you never know. Oh man, that New Holland has not been... Alright, let's just line her up here. Still got a little bit of time left. This guy's just not having a good day. Did that help at all? Oh my goodness. Is it gonna fall off now? Fine. Well, that's one downfall of power lines, I suppose. I'm just gonna reset all these things. Just make my life easier. Oh my goodness. There we go. Let's fire him up again. Go back in the group he was in. And I guess we're gonna pick up the trailer first. I don't know why. It just seemed like he liked the wall a bit better. Oh well. C'est la vie. C'est la vie. Alright, let's back this up, grab the weight, and then go back to what we were supposed to be doing in the first place. Just unloading our combine. There we go. Excellent. There we go. Alright, so we're going to send him back on his way, and then once that Peterbilt is filled, which looks like he is already, we're going to go ahead and sell that, and hopefully it drives faster than 40 clicks. We're going to find out. 40 clicks, by the way, is Canadian for 40 kilometers an hour. I don't know if people have that outside Canada. I'm sure they do. Probably, actually, maybe not, because a lot of people drive in miles an hour, not kilometers. Smooth. Look at that. We're already doing more, so we're good. It's not quite as stable, perhaps, as the Kenworth. But it definitely goes faster, which is good. 80 clicks. There we go. That's better. You even made money on this truck, so it's a nice looking truck. I love the chrome on it. Duke did a nice little job on this one. He has quite a few trucks actually. If they're ever able to host, or if Dirthebbers or StockerGlass.com is able to host the files, definitely I suggest checking out the trucks, because they're not all of them are amazing. I can admit that, but they are pretty nice. Alright. And luckily for this truck does have dual axles on it, which is good, because as someone pointed out a while back, I think it was last map, you need to have dual axles when you're carrying a big truck like this, or a big trailer, Cornhusker trailer, which makes perfect sense. Don't know why there's that window down there. Maybe it's to keep an eye on the line. I don't know. Oh my goodness, this is so much faster. Thank goodness. There you go. Through frustration, I decided to sell the Kenworth and pick up a Peterbilt. There we go. Should be at 720,000. Oh my goodness. On the one hand, it makes me laugh. It makes me cry too. Alright, 720,000 on the nose. Looks good. Oh wow, I didn't notice that in there. That's cool. Excellent. Now this one, because it does go a bit faster, you have to be careful of airtime and whatnot. It'd be sick if the gauges worked in this and whatnot, but they don't. That other truck I was showing you, I think it was a Scania. that I have is a nice truck as well. I believe it was a port from Landwirtschafts-Simulator, which kind of threw me off a little bit. It's the same type of truck, I guess, but didn't do anything else with it. Alright, I don't think this truck has indicators on it, does it? No. Nothing special with Duke's trucks. He likes them for multiplayer. So for multiplayer, the less stuff you have on the mod itself, the better it works. I can totally relate to that. I honestly haven't played much multiplayer farming sim, just because it is vanilla, and I'm not. I don't mind playing vanilla, which is basically without any mods, but it's definitely not my cup of tea. Oh my goodness, is that guy stuck in that thing again? It's killing me today. Nope, it's just sitting there apparently. Alright, guess I'm gonna have to deal with that. Maybe I'll get a new combine before I get a new tractor, jeez. Alright, so this will be the last load. And we should finish up with 800,000, which is pretty awesome. No, that's probably why. I set it on the wrong course. I would definitely do it. No combine in reach? Yeah. I think you're imagining things there, Mr. New Holland. Alright, let's unload this combine here. Do this manually because apparently our Mr. New Holland fails. And apparently I fail at driving too. Oh my goodness. Oh man. I'm not sure. Not my day, I guess. Lots of little things going wrong. Oh no, I can't say it's not my day. It's been good in terms of how much we've actually made. I'm just gonna fully unload this combine. Or else it'll just not do what it's supposed to do. Alright. So we're going to end up today probably with 820,000, which is a lot more than I thought we were going to end up with. I'm not too worried about that, but it does give us lots of possibilities. There we go. And that New Holland's probably not going to do anything, I guess. Alright, last load of soybeans. Actually, I just realized this tipper was actually has the texture for soybeans, which is really cool. Anyways, just thought I'd point that out because it was made pre-made. This tipper being able to accept soybeans is because it was modded to the original modders put soybeans in there, as opposed to using the multi-fruit mod where it just adds a texture that's similar to it. So for example, this, I think soybeans is usually looks like corn unless it's specifically textured like this, which is pretty sweet actually. I didn't realize that before for some reason. I should have, but I didn't. I'm so happy we got this truck. It goes so much faster. I never knew how much 40 kilometers made a difference, but it really makes a large difference. Particularly when you're trucking back and forth like we are right now. And we did it all within the hour, so this will be the last load. Or how much do we have left? 13,000. I think we'll hold on to that 13,000 for now. Is there really a point? Probably not, actually. I know there is another great demand coming up for soybeans, which is kind of silly. Where is it? Yeah, another soybean one starts in a day, so I can't imagine the price would be very high after the amount of soybeans I sold just now. And the funny thing is, if you ever watch the markets in real life for soybeans and canola and all that, it actually does do this. Like after the harvest, the price usually just tanks quite a bit because everyone's got soybeans basically. So the same thing happens in real life. So it's kind of unfortunate for farmers, and that's why a lot of farmers have bins and whatnot. So basically what I've done here and saved my soybeans until the great demand is what farmers in real life do to a certain extent. They'll depending on the size of farm. Like, I know my in-laws don't have a grain storing facility at all, so they just sell it usually directly to the co-op. So that's what they do, at least. All right, let's. I think we're just gonna sell the last load. What's the point? We can do soybeans again if we really need to. And it's on great demand, and might as well. All right, no one's coming. Good. It's funny because there's this Peterbilt, and then there's like, I've seen so many Peterbilts for whatever reason, or mods I should say. So many Peterbilt mods because there seems to be a lot of them. Because there's these one Duke's done like quite a few. There's the heavy duty Peterbilt that I have as well. There's also the Lazy Mod Studios did Peterbilt as well. So there are quite a few of them out there. So. And they do look pretty darn good, so better stay on the right side of the road. We're not in Europe here. Sheesh. Although, depending where you are in Europe, I believe you do. Like in England, it's the left side, but I think in France, it's the right side. If I played Euro Truck Simulator more, I would know, but I don't. I considered buying it and playing it, but I think I would enjoy more the management aspect than anything else of that game, so. There we go. Let's get the last little bit of soybeans. And why are you being so silly? I don't know. I think it's what happened because I reset the new hull, and that's why it's being silly. It happens from time to time. I don't know why, but whenever you reset, like if it's basically what happened was the combine had selected this. It knew this tractor was the tractor that was going to go unload it, basically. So what's happened now is because I reset it, it doesn't think this is the same tractor. I believe that's what's happened. So slightly on the annoying side. That am I too close again? Looks like I am. All right, that should be good. There we go. Perfect. I'm just going to unload him fully again, or as much as he can, because I have a feeling this is going to happen once again if I just let it do its own thing. There we go. It's going to be full soon, I imagine. Oh, I didn't have the sides on it. Oh, shoot. Oh. This doesn't matter. Alright, so let's go take that last load of soybeans, which is a tinsy-wincy load. And we'll probably get maybe 10, 20,000 maybe for it, based on the other loads we've taken already. Alright, let's see how much we get. And what we'll do is, I'll save the money for now. I'll finish harvesting those, the wheat that's on the field right now. And next episode, we'll go on a shopping spree. And then we'll pick up some big equipment, because we have the money for it now. And I still have all the oats, so I could do the same thing with the oats when they come on great demand. I sold one load of the oats just so I could have a little bit of capital. And look where it got us. We haven't made that much money, but I did the same thing with the soybeans. So I saved them up for the great demand, and it made a huge difference. So I went from 80 grand to 800,000, which is kind of ridiculous, but all right. Let me know what your thoughts are on that particular subject. How many soybeans to get from this map. It's the same thing for the oats, so I don't know why we are getting so many, but we are. Something to take into consideration. I think it's something to do with something, and that maybe it'd be funny if it was a mod conflict that was causing this. That would be kind of surprising, but it would kind of make sense all at the same time. So, never know. All right. There we go. So we're at 832. Let's see how much we get. 853. Alright, folks, that'll be it for today. Nice little session of selling soybeans and dealing with their combine. So what I'll do is I'll come back, I'll finish harvesting the rest of that wheat, and we'll come back and we'll go on a shopping spree. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably install those Steigers again, because it's a good option instead of having the same John Deere again. I know some of you may not be pleased, but we're trying to keep it trying to keep it relatively even between, you know, the different brand names and whatnot in North America. Trying to is a key word, of course. If it doesn't happen, well, can't win them all. Alright, so my name's Ian Robson. This has been Farming Simulator 2013. And I'll catch you guys later.